Did you know that bread has been a staple food for over 30,000 years? Archaeological evidence suggests that bread making originated in the Neolithic era. This makes bread one of humanity's oldest prepared foods, predating even the invention of pottery. It's fascinating to think that our ancestors, thousands of years ago, were already experimenting with grinding grains and baking bread. Imagine the aroma of that first simple flatbread cooked over an open fire. From those humble beginnings, bread has evolved alongside human civilization. Each culture developed its own unique traditions and varieties of bread, reflecting local ingredients and customs. Bread has earned its nickname, the staff of life, for a reason. Across cultures and throughout history, bread has been a fundamental source of nourishment. Its simple ingredients, grain, water, and often yeast, combine to create a food that is both satisfying and sustaining. But bread is much more than just sustenance. It represents comfort, warmth, and connection. The act of sharing bread, whether at a family meal or a communal gathering, creates a sense of togetherness and shared experience. Making bread from scratch is a deeply rewarding process that connects us to the earth and the origins of our food. It all begins with a tiny seed packed with the potential for life and nourishment. Choosing organic grains is an important step in this journey. Organic farming practices help to protect the environment, promote biodiversity, and produce grains that are free from harmful pesticides and herbicides. As the grains grow and ripen in the sun, they absorb nutrients from the soil and energy from the sun. This natural process is what gives bread its wholesome goodness. Once the grains have been harvested, they are ready to be transformed into flour. Milling is the process of grinding grains into a fine powder. Traditionally, this was done using stone mills, which gently crushed the grains, preserving their nutrients and flavor. Today, you can find a variety of flours available, each with its own unique properties. Whole grain flours, which include the bran, germ, and endosperm of the grain, are the most nutritious option. Section 5. The magic of fermentation. Unleashing bread's flavor. Fermentation is the heart and soul of bread making. It's a magical process that transforms simple ingredients into a flavorful and aromatic loaf. Yeast, a microscopic fungus, is responsible for this transformation. When yeast is combined with flour and water, it begins to feed on the sugars in the flour, producing carbon dioxide gas. This gas gets trapped in the dough, causing it to rise and develop its characteristic airy texture. Fermentation also produces lactic acid, which gives sourdough bread its distinctive tangy flavor. Section 6. Shaping and proofing, guiding the dough's destiny. Once the dough has fermented, it's time to shape it into loaves. This is where your creativity can shine. You can create classic round loaves, rustic baguettes, or even intricate braided breads. After shaping, the dough needs time to proof. During proofing, the yeast continues to ferment, producing more gas and further developing the flavor of the bread. The length of proofing time will depend on the type of bread you're making and the temperature of your kitchen. A warm, draft-free environment is ideal for proofing. Section 7. The alchemy of baking, transforming dough into bread. The final step in the bread-making process is baking. As the dough heats up in the oven, the yeast dies off, and the gas bubbles expand, giving the bread its final rise. The starches in the flour gelatinize, creating a firm yet tender crumb. The sugars on the surface of the dough caramelize, forming a golden brown crust. The aroma of baking bread is simply irresistible. It fills the kitchen with a warm, inviting scent that signals comfort and home. Section 8. Savoring the moment, enjoying your homemade bread. Once the bread has finished baking, it's important to let it cool completely before slicing. This allows the internal structure of the bread to set, preventing it from becoming gummy. Then, it's time to savor the moment. Slice into your warm, crusty loaf and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Homemade bread is best enjoyed fresh, when its flavor and texture are at their peak. Section 9. Baking with love, the enduring legacy of bread. Baking bread is a deeply satisfying and rewarding experience. It connects us to our ancestors, to the earth, and to the simple pleasures of life. The act of kneading dough, the anticipation of watching it rise, and the aroma of freshly baked bread all evoke a sense of warmth, comfort, and home. So why not give bread making a try? You might be surprised by how easy and rewarding it can be. And who knows, you might just discover a lifelong passion for the art of baking bread.